Morning. Welcome to your yoga practice. Joining me today is Jackie on her little mat, and Moose might become part of the practice with a pedicure. He likes to give me a pedicure. Go ahead and stretch out on your mat. I'm going to sit tall for some opening reflections. As you stretch out, imagine yourself as a landscape. Let yourself gently drop in to the weight of the rocks, the earth, and meadows, and bodies of water that describe this landscape of your many-layered being. Notice how your breath ripples the waters. Feel your skin stretch with the breath as water's rippling and expanding outward. And let your exhalations drop you down into your depths, into the soft landscape beneath the waters and the rocks, the weight of your bones. Notice where you feel heaviest in your mat. Allow yourself to exhale into those places. In a 14th century Japanese manuscript, it was written, all tempest has a navel, a hole in its middle, through which a gull can fly in silence. From across the centuries, this nameless voice tells us that at the heart of every struggle, there is a peaceful, enduring center. A deeper paradox still is that life is carried here. For the gull flies through the peaceful center, it doesn't live there. That work, it seems, was for us to draw sustenance from that central eternal space without denying the experience of the storm. Repeatedly, we are thrown into the storm and into the center. When in the storm, we're exacerbated by our humanness. When in the center, we are relieved by our spiritual place in the oneness of all things. So to find the center and spread our battered wings is to feel divinity within us. Our constant struggle is in living both sides of this paradox, for we cannot get to the center without going through the storm that surrounds us. Yet, the storm of human experience can only be endured by knowing what the gull knows. The storm can only be survived by the center. In how we pass each other from storm to center and back, there you find the trials and the gifts of love. So resting into this landscape of your body, let your inhalation call the gull of your spirit to your center. Let your breath call the gull home through your center to the center of all. And as you exhale, feel the edge of whatever is stormy that you're holding or that may be surrounding you. And also feel the edge of the center, knowing your breath is that edge. Gently draw your knees into your chest. Hug them there. Begin to rock gently from side to side, from your right hip and shoulder, through your spine at the center, to the ridge of your left hip and shoulder. Start to connect your breath with this gentle rocking, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling to one side and exhaling to the other. Take a few more breaths, this gentle rocking, massaging your back body, kneading the stones, the weight down into the earth, those bumps of your bones, the topography of whatever you're carrying in the body and in your mind and in your heart today. And then release yourself into your weight. With your inhalation, lift your head. Look toward the end of your mat, hovering your hands. As you exhale, draw your left hip to your left elbow, wagging your knees to the right, reaching to the end of your mat. Inhale, knees to center. And with your exhalation, reach your right hand to the end of your mat, right hip to right elbow. Inhaling, knees wag, right hips left, reach, connecting like a thread, pulling from hip through shoulder to elbow on the left side. Inhale, and then pull that thread from right hip through shoulder to elbow on the right side, back to center, and release down. Feel the length of your spine and how it relates to the floor beneath you, like a big footprint in soft sand. Relax your arms down and send your feet forward, hovering your shins above the floor, parallel to the floor. As you exhale, pull your belly down. As you inhale, drop your toes to the floor. And with your exhalation, lift your toes back up so that your shins are parallel and pull your belly down to the floor. Inhale, toes drop, create a little bridge with your spine, a little peak of daylight under your back. And as you exhale, feel your belly engage as you lift those shins back up. Let's try that 5 more times. Inhale, toes down. Exhale through the mouth, toes lift. Inhale, lowering, spine pulls away from the floor. Exhale, push it down and lift the toes. For 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Feel the firmness of your belly as you place your hand on it. And pick up your head in your hands. As you inhale, turn to your left. So you're rocking your left elbow close to the floor and send your right leg long. Exhale, bring your knees in, pull the belly back to the floor. Inhale, rocking to your right shoulder, send your left leg long. It's about 45 degrees, an angle that points your toe to where the ceiling meets the wall in front of you. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, rock left. Exhale, knees in. Inhale, rock right. Exhale, knees in. Continuing for 10, 9, 8, 7. Each time you exhale, you feel that firmness in your belly, holding the weight of your head in your hands for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug your knees, drop your head down. Relax your head to the left. Release the neck. Feel the stretch from your jaw to your right shoulder. As you inhale, lift your gaze to the ceiling. With your exhalation, rock your head to the right, drawing your left shoulder down, sinking into the weight of your back body, lengthening from that shoulder to your jaw. And then take your arms out to the side. Place a block between your knees. You're going to give it a little bit of a squeeze. Shins are lifted parallel to the floor. As you exhale, rock your knees just 45 degrees to the left. Hovering there, inhale. And with your next exhalation, pull the knees back to center. Exhale your knees to the right and hover there, buttoning your belly back. On your exhalation, pull the knees into center. Inhale, knees left. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, knees right. Exhale, button the belly back. Continue for 10. Using your exhalation to tug the knees back to center. Inhale to release them outward. Take the breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Slow down your motions to enjoy that soft, kneading, and rolling action of your spine into the floor. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Relax your knees to the floor, removing the block. Feet mat width apart. Inhale to lift the knees to the ceiling. You're pointing straight up as your feet rest on the outer edges of your mat. As you exhale, brush your knees down to the left. And just take a couple breaths here, feeling the weight of the right thigh reaching down and the weight into the outer left hip where it pushes into the floor, helping to relieve any muscle tension in your back body there. As you inhale, lift the knees. And as you exhale, rock to the other direction. Just enjoying the weight of your legs and how that helps to open these long lines of the side body from the left shoulder down to the left knee. Inhale, knees lift. Exhale, rocking right. And just observe through your skin that sensation of lengthening from right shoulder to right knee. Inhale, knees lift. Exhale, rock right. Inhale, knees lift. Exhale, rock left. Take 3 more breaths this way, just gently opening the hips, rocking from side to side. Good. And then take the knees back into your chest. Relax your hands along the floor and flex your feet together, straight up to the ceiling. The right leg is going to stay right there. As you inhale, we'll draw the left knee out to the left and begin to trace a little circle on the ceiling with your heel. Feel the back of your leg stretching and opening. Draw your toes toward your nose. So the heel is a little bit higher than the toes, and your knee can be locked here and strong. It's not weight bearing. So it's okay to lock it and stretch it out like a pencil or a protractor, just drawing a circle on the ceiling. Now do the same thing with your right leg. Stir it out to the right, circle the size of a basketball, just lengthening along the back of the leg for a few more circles. Heel reaches to ceiling, toes pull back to nose. Excellent. Now pick up your head. Hold your head in the basket of your hands. As you exhale, lower your left leg, reaching through your heel to where the ceiling meets the wall. Inhale, pick that leg up. Exhale, lower that right leg and use your inhalation to pull your belly back. Just going to walk the feet in place like this for 10 and 9. Using your exhalations to draw muscle to bone and create alignment and length in the back of the legs for 5, 4, 3. Drop the weight of the head into the hands. Try to relax your neck. 2 and 1. Excellent. Now send the arms overhead. As you exhale, we're going to pick up the head and lower the left leg. Inhale, arms overhead, left leg comes up. Exhale, pick up the head, lower the right leg. Inhale, arms and legs up. Continue this way for 10 and 9. Drawing the breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Take 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Knees in, head down. Relax the belly. Just soften the core. Observe that landscape of your body. The movements in yoga are sometimes like weather. There's strange positions, also like the psychological positions we find ourselves in life. And it can be a practice for holding our center, for holding alignment, holding strength. Once more, pick up your legs, bring your arms along your sides. As you exhale, we're going to reach with the hands, sending the left leg long, hover there. Now use your exhalations to bring the leg back up. Inhale, lower the right leg, exhale, lift. And we're going to continue this way, but meanwhile, we're going to beat the arms up and down. So take 10, 9, arms fluttering along your sides. 7, just gently moving them, using your exhalations to lift the arms back up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees in, head down, and rest. Relax your arms into a goalpost position, hugging the knees together. As you exhale, rock the knees down to the left. If the knees don't comfortably hit the floor, go ahead and use your left arm as a little shim, or you can use your block. And just relax your knees down, opening your right side body for a few more breaths in this reclined twist. So knees are left and head relaxes to the right. Breathe into the length of your side body. Allow the breath to be like wind, gently moving over the landscape, observing what you feel, the sensations of your body, and also the activity of your mind without judgment, just noticing where your attention is going. Inhale to lift the knees up, and as you exhale, rock them to the other side. Let the knees squeeze together. Let your head rock to the left. And draw the knees back to center and capture your hands behind your knees. As you exhale, rock yourself up to sit. Let the feet hover. Inhale, rock back. Exhale, come up to sit. Try to rock just to that space behind the heart, lifting yourself back up into a seated position with the feet hovering for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hovering the legs and balancing here. Button your belly back. You have a little curve, a little C curve in your low spine, and the legs are hovering. See if you can release your clasp on them and just hover them for 5. Softening your skin, rolling the palms open. 4, the heart is leading, the front body is long. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Release your hands down. Sitting in the middle of the mat, hold the front of the knees. As you inhale, draw your heart forward. Relax your elbows along your sides. So there's a little bit of energy and engagement as you pull on the front of the knees, drawing your heart forward. With your exhalation, turn to the left. Lengthen from the right side of your jaw all the way to the front of the right shoulder. Inhale through center and turn to the right, drawing the shoulders back and down toward your waist and elbows close against your side. One more time, turn to the right and to the left. With your feet resting on the floor, hook your thumbs and reach forward. We're going to inhale just a couple inches, and as we exhale back, pulling the belly back, like we're tightening a belt around our waist. Inhale forward and exhale back. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Take 10 more with me. Each time you pull back, it's like you're tightening your belt as your belly reaches back for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Lift your hands to your heart and hover your feet. So now we're going to bring some motions together. The bicycling actions we did at the very beginning of the practice, the hovering of buttoning back to the core, and the twist. Here you have the option to hover the feet or tap your right toe down. I'm going to turn to the left. So it's an open twist, hovering that left leg, and then exhale, left foot in. Option to tap the left toe down or hover it as you turn to the right, extending the right leg. Inhale and exhale. Continuing. Remember, you can always tap your toe down on the twist for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and lower your left leg down and turn to the left. Your right hand's going to come to your right ankle, holding it from the inside with your left arm behind you. You're using your left hand to press into the floor and lift your spine and lengthen it. From here, can you just relax your gaze down and roll your shoulders back? Let them roll down the back like a waterfall, lifting your heart forward. Use your inhalation to look to your left toe. And as you exhale, leading with your heart, just turn 45 degrees to the left. Inhale, relax the shoulders, turn forward. Exhale, twist. Look to the left, pull your belly in. As you turn straight ahead, you might feel the pressure of your right elbow on the inside of the right knee. Let the knee push into the elbow against the knee as a fulcrum of your stretch, and turn gently to the left. You might notice that you're able to incrementally twist a little bit farther, but I want you to be careful to lead with your heart, not your head, your jaw. Lead with the heart. And take 2 more very gentle twists, pulling the belly back. And this last one, we're going to sit nice and tall. Let the head float straight up as if a line was pulling it up to the ceiling like a helium balloon. The spine is the string. Feel the belly engage. And then gently turn back to center. Now release the right knee out to the right. Left hand reaching toward the left shin. As you inhale, we're just going to take that right arm straight up and look toward the ceiling, pressing down into the floor, lengthening the side ribs. Then relax the right hand down behind you. Lift your hips off of the floor. So now you're on your left heel, right knee, and extend that left arm along your cheek. Inhale, come back down to the floor, hips rest. Reach for the left ankle. Exhale, arc that right arm overhead, a little side bend to the left. Inhale, right hand comes to the floor behind you. Exhale, lift your hips up. Inhale, coming down. Exhale, arcing to the left. One more time, take the right hand to the floor behind you, hips up, and feel your buttocks squeeze a little bit or pressing to the back of the left heel, the sensation of opening in the front of the hip. And then release down. Now we're going to switch sides. So we'll take the left knee in and the right leg long. Left hand will hold the inner left ankle, right arm behind you. As you inhale, sit nice and tall. Again, the spine is like the string on a balloon, lifting and lengthening up. That balloon might be your head, just floating over this landscape. As you exhale, just take a little, just increment of a twist to the right. And as you inhale, relax your belly, look back to your right toe. Exhale, belly buttons back, twist, sit tall. Inhale, like you're relaxing a belt around your waist. Use your exhalation to tighten it. Press your inner left knee against your outer left elbow and sit tall. Where do you feel that engagement in your belly all the way down into your hips and your seat? One more time, look to the left, look at your right big toe, and exhale, twist. Take one more breath here. just to create spaciousness and softness. Where can you rest your gaze? Beautiful. And then back to center. Now stretch and soften your left knee down to the floor. Reach with your right hand toward your right ankle. As you inhale, we're just going to cup straight up overhead, reaching up. So we're just lengthening the line of the left side body from hip to fingertip. And then exhale, lower your left hand behind you. It's about a foot out from your hip. Inhale, lift the hips up. Take the right arm along your cheek. Exhaling there. Inhale, sit down, reach for your right ankle. Exhale, take a little side bend to the right. Let's do that 4 more times. Inhale, exhale, lift hips. Right arm stretches along the cheek. Inhale, lowering down. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lowering and exhale. Maybe incrementally deepening that bend or simply lengthening that left line. And then 1 more time coming up, lengthen that right line alongside. Beautiful. Release back down and take your feet together. Draw your heels in. Reach your hands to the underside of your toes. And as you look at your feet, observe that what's happening in your feet is so much like what's happening in your pelvis. The sacral back body is like the pinky toe outer edge of your feet. And as you rest into your fists by placing them behind you, thumbs pointing outward, nice straight wrists. See if you can just relax your knees open and outward, dropping into the weight of your legs. Just gently for 2 more breaths, feeling this opening without any strain. We're not pushing down to the floor, we're just relaxing, opening. And if there's any pushing action at all, it's with the pinky toe side of the foot down to the back of the ankle, mirroring the opening in your hips. Then take the knees up, lift them toward the sky. As you exhale, brush the right knee down to the left ankle. And as you inhale, lift it up, brushing side to side, taking 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. And we're going to come up onto hands and knees for a moment. Situating myself here on the mat, placing the hands underneath the shoulders and knees on the floor, exhaling slowly all the way down onto the belly. As you come onto the belly, lift your knees, hug them together, and squeeze, lowering the toes down to the floor. And with no weight on your hands, just look forward. Inhale, bring your head to the floor. And with your exhalation, lift your belly away from the floor, hovering the knees up, like you're trying to find a tiny bit of daylight underneath your navel and your buttocks squeeze. As you inhale, pull the floor toward you through your palms. So you're dragging your fingertips without visible movement, but just energy movement, pulling your elbows toward your waist as you look up. Exhale, lower your head and let your feet hover above the mat, about mat width apart. So your buttocks are squeezing, knees lifted. Inhale, lower toes down, look forward, find that pulling action and a slight pressing through your palms to lift the heart. And exhale, let the feet lower. 2 more times. Inhaling, swan coming out of the water. Exhale, swan diving in. Inhale and exhale. Now let's add the swan's wings. As we inhale, we're going to lift. And as we exhale, we're going to release the arms outward and hover with arms and legs floating, hands above the floor. Exhale. Inhale, look up, legs lower. Exhale, legs hover, palms and forearms, and head hovers. 2 more times, in and out. The breath moves in through the nose and out through the mouth. Beautiful. Release down. Send your left arm perpendicular to your body, right palm underneath your shoulder. All we're going to do is roll onto the left side, hovering the legs and squeezing them. And take a couple more breaths here. Releasing into that inner left shoulder and finding a tucking action in your navel. And then gently rock down onto your belly, onto your right cheek, sending the right arm perpendicular to your body, left hand under the left shoulder, squeezing your legs, hovering them a few inches above the floor, like you've got a book between your ankles. Once more, rock down to the left side. Left arm is long. Right hand's beneath the shoulder, legs hovering. Now, lift the right leg up above the floor. Begin to point that knee to the sky. And see if you can tap the right toe to the floor behind you. Had to kick my block out of the way. Release the left leg to the floor. Take the right arm up and back, just opening your chest, creating a little spaciousness across the heart, resting into your back body. Just 3 more breaths. If there's any discomfort in your hips or your low back, go ahead and take that right foot up, stretch it, and hover it above the left as if you were squeezing a block between your knees, but without bringing your toes together. Just pull the belly back. Beautiful. Then take the right hand to the hip and back below the shoulder and roll into the floor. Arms wide, rest into your right cheek. Now take the left hand under your shoulder. You're going to roll onto the inner right shoulder, hovering both legs. And lift the left leg up. Bend the knee. And if it's available to you, tap your left toe down to the floor behind you. Check into your back. How does it feel to drop the right leg into the floor and feel the hips opening? If there's any strain in your low back, go ahead and hover that left leg, block distance apart from the right, and then hover the right leg too, pulling your belly back. So we can really find a lot of therapy for the low back by moving between those two positions. We're taking one for a while if that just feels really good. It's what your body needs. So strengthening this practice is really about modifying and noticing what your body responds to as spaciousness and strength, and moving toward them. Roll onto your belly and relax. Now we're going to do some fascia rolls. So you're going to place the hands beneath the shoulders. Just going to roll onto the left side and then very slowly roll back onto the thighs, put the weight into the front body, and then roll onto the right side. You're going to hover your left leg and just reach it back behind you. Exhale through center. Roll onto the left side, hover the right leg, and just reach it back behind you. Continuing in this way, rocking from side to side, hovering along that side, sending the leg in a long diagonal. Taking each side one more time. On the left side, bend the right knee and just tap the floor behind you. So you've got your right hand under your shoulder, resting into that left side body from your shoulder down to your hip. And then re-lengthen that right leg above the left. Rock to the right side. Bring the left leg, bend the knee, and just tap the floor behind you, hanging out there for a few breaths. Opening that side body. And then coming back to the belly, back to center. Just rocking from side to side for a moment, placing your body down the center of your mat. Reach your hands behind you and interlace your hands. Relax the legs into the floor. The knees will rest there. As you inhale, send the heart forward, stretch those interlaced fingers down toward your toes, like the prow of a ship pulling out of the water. Just look out over these sensations that you're feeling, observing, squeezing the shoulders back. Now we're going to begin to roll toward the left. So we're going to press into the right knee to do that. Take those interlaced hands behind you and hike that right knee forward so it's supporting you like a kickstand. On your left side, looking up toward the ceiling, toward the sky, as your arms reach back, stretching the chest forward, lengthening your right side body. 2 more breaths. And take the knees together, release the arms, relax into your right hip, and gently shimmy the hips from side to side. Once more, lift your head, interlace your fingers the other way. So this is the non-intuitive way, the way you don't usually do it. Come back up like the prow of a ship, reaching forward, sending your arms back toward your heels, toes relaxed into the floor. 1 more breath, really squeezing the shoulders. Now begin to rock to the right and draw the left knee up perpendicular to your spine, like a kickstand as you rock into your inner right shoulder. A modification for the neck would be to place your block at its lowest setting underneath your cheek if you have any discomfort in your neck here. We're going to take 3 more breaths, just relaxing in to that right side body as the arms stretch back. And 2. And 1. Release your left hand below the shoulder. Align your legs. Press your palms down beneath both shoulders, taking the knees hip width apart and then toes together. Push back to child pose for 5 breaths. Drop the weight of your head down into the floor like a boulder, sinking into the earth. And study this landscape of your body from the perspective of a gull flying over. Just simply noticing the spaces, what feels dark, dense, and thick like woods, and what feels opening and stretching like a lake. Maybe it's behind the heart or the hips. Are the knees uncomfortable? A modification that you can use is placing a block below your seat so that your knees are not so compressed as you come into child pose. And another one, which I really love, is a rolled mat tucked directly behind the knees so that you can be comfortable and supported there. So if you need a modification, please make that. You could also use a towel. Gapping the knees from the back releases tension in the front. Repeatedly, writes Mark Nepo, we are thrown into the storm and into the center. When in the storm, we feel the tension of our humanness. But when in the quiet center, we're relieved by our spiritual place in the oneness of all things. So to find the center and spread our battered wings is to feel divinity expanding within. From child's pose, walk your hands forward, coming down onto your elbows, hips high in the sky. Broadening the low back. This might be a little bit more comfortable for you than child's pose, and know that this modification is also an option. When I say child's pose, you can do this one, which is puppy.
As you exhale, walk your hands in back beneath the heart, coming into a cat shape, relaxing the weight of your head down, pressing into your palms. Relax the tops of your feet to the floor. And as you inhale, look forward in your cow pose, closing your armpits. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And inhale, cow. Now tuck toes under. And with your exhalation, send your left leg back, toes resting into the floor. Extend your right arm along your cheek. With your exhalation, lower it down. As you inhale, you're going to hover that right arm, left leg, reaching opposite directions. And try to keep your hips level and square, buttoning your belly. Inhale, tap toe and foot to the floor. Exhale, lift up. There's a quality in your actions like you're hugging the midline or magnets from the sides of the body, pulling to center. Inhale down and exhale up. For 9, breathe in through the nose and exhale through the mouth as you lift. 8, 7. Just keep your breath flowing, staying in this action. And if you need to modify, you can come down onto the left elbow or fist. For 4, 3, 2, 1. And I just want you to hold there for 5, 4, squaring off your hips, looking straight down. 2, and 1. And then we're going to exhale and lift up for 10, 9. It's like you're pulling a thread from your finger to your toe, lifting up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Try not to wag your hips. 1, and release down. Good work. If you've been on your palms, come onto your fists. If you've been on your fists, come down onto your elbows. Make a cat shape, relaxing your head down. Make a cow shape, looking forward, closing your armpits, the belly relaxes. Exhale, cat, belly tucks in and up like you're tightening a belt around your waist. And exhale, cow. One more time, cat, exhaling through the mouth, inhaling through the nose. Now tuck toes under and take your right leg back. Send your left arm forward and tapping down to the floor. With your exhalation, pick up. Inhale, tap down, and exhale up. We'll take 8 more of those, just riding the breath and trying to keep the hips and arms from swaying in place. 5, 4, 3, 2, and come down onto your elbow, and 1. And then we're just going to hold for 5, squaring off the hips, creating a nice long line from your head to your tail. 3, 2, and 1. And now we're going to pulse up. 10, 8, 6, 4, 3, and 1. Release down, cat and cow. Now I invite you to place a block under each hand for this next downward dog flow. We're going to tuck toes under, lift hips is the option to be on the blocks. Imagine that you're holding another block between your knees and give it a squeeze. Inhale, relax down, knees to floor, look forward. As you exhale and move up into your cat shape, imagine you're hugging that block between your knees and making a little cat shape in your low back, a length with your tail moving toward your heels. Inhale, release down, look forward, make a cow shape. Now, as we come up, I want you to keep the cow. I invite you to keep the cow shape in the upper body while you find the cat in the low body.
So heart's moving forward, knees are lifting for 5, 4, 3, press down, look forward, 2, and 1. Release down, find a bigger cow and a bigger cat. Now get ready to come up to downward dog. You can have the blocks under your wrists if you like that. Toes tuck under. Find that cat shape in the low back, cow in the front. Reach your heels up to the sky and just begin to gently walk your feet in place. We're just going to pedal them out for 10 steps. Unlock your elbows, point them out to the sides for a moment, and then scoop them down and toward each other as if you're trying to hold a beach ball or a block crosswise to your spine between your elbows as you take a few more steps. Look right and look left, loosening your neck. Good. And then we'll take 3 breaths in just stillness or steadiness. You can wag your hips, but we won't walk the heels. Let both point back behind you. Drop your head down. Feel the length from your pinkies all the way up to your hips. Imagine I'm pushing your tail back behind you with a hand at the small of your back, just pushing backward. And from that point, lengthen the head down. Literally drop the weight of the skull, let the chin curl in a little bit. Your face is turned toward the floor, and you wouldn't be so much looking at the toes as you would the floor beneath you. Excellent. Now just half steps at a time. Begin to walk your feet toward your hands. If you have blocks beneath your hands, you can rotate them to make your arms the same length as your legs, or bring your hands on the front of your shins, clasping there. Inhale to look out halfway. There's a nice cow shape in your spine. And as you exhale, pull your belly up to the sky. Release your arms and find a ragdoll shape, just letting your arms hang down, belly fully engaged, supporting your weight. Now find the front of your shins again. Inhale, cow shape. As you exhale, spread your toes wide, pull your belly up, release your arms into ragdoll, and slowly unroll your spine to stand all the way up. Reach your arms outward and upward. Connect your palms. Beautiful. Now we're just going to blow the breath out the mouth as we curl the fingertips forward and like a wave, roll all the way down to the floor, lengthening the back body. Touch into the floor or shins or even your blocks. And clasping there, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, toes squeeze into the floor, spinal roll all the way up to stand. Take the arms upward, lengthen your sides, hook the thumbs together, and like you're sliding your back along a wall, take a little side bend one direction. Inhale, pull belly in, take side bend to the other direction. And then once more, with your exhalation, you're going to spinal roll like a wave, curling down all the way to the floor. Touch into the blocks or shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold deeper, step your right foot back, lunge. Now we're going to want our block and we'll place it under the left hand. Right hand will be on the floor in front of you. So make sure that your right hand's in front of your right foot and the feet are spacious like railroad tracks or skis. And resting into your right fingertips, fist, or palm, we're going to turn to the left. Imagine there's a skewer running through your head all the way down to your heel. Your head's like a little tomato on the end of a shish kebab. We don't want to drop that down. We want to keep that angle. As we exhale, left hand to block. Press into it, lower right heel in line with the left, and reach the right arm up to the sky. So let's do that skewering action, twisting down toward the floor, right fingertips, right heel lifts. Inhale, turn to the left, reach up through the left arm. You're turning toward your left thigh, and there's a squeezing action inside your legs. Exhale, left toe down, right heel down. And now there's an openness in your hips as you turn your right arm up to the sky. Beautiful. Try each side one more time. Down onto the right fingers. Inhale, reach up to the left. Exhale, down to the left hand. Heels align. Inhale, reach up to the right. Now, pull your belly in and make a little cat shape with your spine. Press into that left foot a lot and try to draw your weight back to your right foot. As you rise up, turn your palms up, send your knees away from each other. Look forward over your left hand, creating spaciousness across the front of your body. The shoulder blades draw together behind you. As you exhale, we're just going to tap the left hand down to the block, right arm overhead. Then use your inhalation to press up and back into Vera 2. So let's try that. 4. Come back up, spread the front body wide. Exhale and inhale. 2 more times. Exhale and inhale. Beautiful. Now we're going to lower the right hand to the back of the right knee, reaching up through the left arm. Exhale down to the block. And one more time, all the way back up, holding there. One more breath. Nice long side body. As you exhale, lower your left hand to the floor. Pick up the right heel with both palms on the floor, framing that left foot, hands under shoulders. Float the left leg back for 5, hovering it above the floor next to the right. 4, 3, squeezing your legs together as if there's a block between them. 1 more, both toes down, knees down. Lower yourself gently, squeezing elbows in toward your rib cage. Come down onto the belly. With barely any weight on your palms, pick up your chest, look forward. As you exhale, roll over your tuck toes, come into puppy or child's pose. So hips could be back on heels or straight over knees. And then we'll exhale into downward dog. Inhale, cow. Exhale, imagine you're picking up a block between your knees. You're creating a cat shape, pushing the floor away. Inhale, cow shape, looking forward. Now back body from navel to waist will make that cat shape, and front body will make that cow shape as you come back up into downward dog. Soften the heart forward. Try to draw the tail up and back, belly back, coming into your downward dog for 5 breaths. You're pushing the floor away through your palms. Hips high. And roll your right knee into your chest and step your right foot forward, lunge. Plant your right hand on the block, left heel down. Imagine that skewer as you lift your head, a little tomato on the end of the skewer. We don't want to drop it. We're going to exhale and lift that left arm overhead. On your next exhalation, lower the left hand beneath the shoulder. Pick up the left heel. It can be on your left fingertips, palm, or a block as we turn to the right. A squeezing action on the inner thighs as we reach the right arm up to sky. And then exhale, right hand to block, left heel down, and an open action in the hips as we stretch up. Let's try that 3 more times. Exhale down. Inhale, twist. Exhale, right hand to the block, left heel down. Inhale, twist. So just make sure that left hand's underneath the shoulder, left toe is in line with the left hand, and then reach up to the right. 1 more time. Reach up to the left. Now lower your hands beneath the shoulders. Send your right foot back. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees to the floor. We're going to inhale down like a push-up and exhale up for 5, 4, elbows squeeze to rib cage. 3, 2, and last one. Press all the way up and back to puppy pose or child's pose. Resting your forehead into the floor, sinking your hips down to your heels, relaxing your face and your jaw. Picture the gull flying through the center of the storm. That storm could be something that's actually happening, movement, transition in your life outwardly. Or inwardly, it may be thoughts, worries, or distractions. Picture the quiet center. Let your breath be the edge, softening and opening, creating space at the center. Holding all that space, slowly come up to sit on your heels and take your legs forward. Draw your butt to the middle of the mat, your feet toward the end, and ease yourself down onto your back body. Rest into the weight of your hips, your heels, your head. Relax your feet open, relax your palms open. Drop down into this landscape. Let your mind be that gull flying overhead, and simply observing what is there without judgment. Where there are thickets, densities, or darkness, bring in the breath like water. Where there is spaciousness, allow yourself to drop down deeper into the depths, just studying like a leaf or stone sinking down through a column of water, resting into the depths. Let yourself stay there for about 10 breaths. Each inhalation, feeling the lightness, the air and openness expanding above you. Each exhalation, allowing yourself to drop down into the weight and rootedness, the groundedness that supports you. Inhaling space and light. Exhaling ground, earth, roots. Nourishing your roots with your breath. Nourishing that branching breath with your rootedness. Allow yourself to rest here into your practice for as long as you can. Or if you need to go, know that you've had about an hour on your mat with me today, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for your self-care and for your companionship in this journey of strengthening and aligning ourselves with the energy of the earth. I'm drawing my hands to my heart and bowing to you. Namaste. Have a wonderful day.